So when you're using your Xacto knife, the lid comes straight off. You want to be careful when you pull it off. The grip on the end of the Xacto knife twists in order to loosen up where the blade is if you need to remove it and replace it if it's dull. You can put your sharp blade back into the little slot and then twist the grip on the end to tighten it. Make sure it's tight before you use it. And remember not to twist your lid in order to get it off. Just pull it straight off. Otherwise, if you twist it, you might loosen the blade.
Okay, so like I said, brand new Xacto knife. You got your T-square, got your self-healing cutting mat underneath you, and you got your cardboard. So, this already is a right angle over here on this side. So I'm gonna go, I mean, you can make whatever shape you want based off of these forms that we kind of looked at in paper. You can do a cylinder, a cone, cube, pyramid, etc. You know how to, like, what shapes it takes. So I'm just gonna go ahead and you can measure it out to be really precise. Please don't lose the Xacto lids. Put the lid back on the bottom like a pin. Okay. So I've got this on here. Actually, I'm right-handed, so I want to cut on the right side of the ruler and not the left side of the ruler. Okay. If you're left-handed, I would cut on the left-hand side of the ruler. So if you use a T-square with cardboard, you can put it up against an already straight line to get that right angle. Okay, so what I'm going to do is hold this with my non-dominant hand and then use this Xacto knife on this side. And they say don't cut towards yourself, but that's like towards your hand. Like, obviously I'm going to do what's most comfortable for me, which is to pull this knife down, because that's a natural movement of my elbow. To if my hand's at the top, to pull it down, like, that's just natural. It is not natural to cut at a weird angle away from yourself or sideways, right? This is way more comfortable. Press that knife in there, make sure you're holding the ruler and the cardboard down. I always put my pinky over here as like a, I'll show that again. My pinky's over here to kind of steady my hand. Drag that down, move my hand down as I need to, drag it all the way through. If it didn't go through the first time, you can either do it again, make sure to press it in more, or you can flip it over. You can see how nice that scored that. It's like not all the way through. I can flip it over and do the other side if I want it to go all the way through. I don't even have to push it all the way through that time. Should come right out, except for that part right there. Just don't get your fingers in the front of the blade. Now, if I wanted to turn this just regular old rectangle into like a, I don't know, I'm cutting this edge off because it's kind of wonky. Okay. If you want to get really precise, you're going to have to measure. But for this, I don't know, I'm going to measure this and see. It's about 13 inches long. I could make it 12. Mark that with my knife. Anyway, okay. I'm going to make it 12, so I'm going to cut a little bit of it off. And then if it's 12 inches, I can measure every 4 inches and make somewhat of a cube or a rectangular prism. No, if I do every 3 inches, I'm going to get more of a cube. Okay, so I marked it. So what I'm going to do, instead of cutting all the way through, if I cut all the way through, I'm going to have to hot glue every corner together. So watch this. Are you watching? I'm just going to very lightly cut through. I'm not going all the way down through the cardboard. Again, this is called scoring, when you just slice something without going all the way through, you're just kind of scratching it, scratching the surface. This is definitely not precise. Okay, and then I can pop it. Sure. Pop it. Without going all the way through, and then I can just hot glue this side. So if you score your cardboard, you don't cut it all the way through, you get a nice little joint there that you don't have to glue every side. And then if you want it, if you want to close it all the way up, you'd have to cut out another square for each end, or one end, or whatever. So yeah,